What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Slackercast. I'm Greg. With me today is Dustin,
What's up?
Jonathan,
Yo, yo.
and Lawrence will be joining us shortly. He's ghosting us right now.
We've been big timed.
But he does want to
Yep.
talk about that new Joker deleted scene, so I'm sure he'll be here soon enough.
Swear to me.
But while we wait for him to get in, so the big thing going around all over social media, all over the internet right now is the slap heard around the world. Or, well, I guess it was heard and seen around the world.
Yeah, certainly seen.
So, yeah, like, man, I have mixed feelings about this slap.
I have a question
Okay.
before we get started. Did anybody know these awards were even happening before the slap thing happened?
No.
I
had no idea. I had no idea they were even on until I get a notification.
Because
Man,
do you
look at
want
this, you know?
do you want to know how I know the Oscars happen every year? Is when that one random person who you find that actually watches them comes to you and be like, "Hey, did you check out the Oscars?" I'll be like, "Oh no, I didn't even know they happened. I guess I'll go look up the results."
Or you see that you'll see like the headlines on Facebook or something like so and so wins, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Oscars were on."
Yeah. Like when there's an uproar that somebody got snubbed or something, you
Yeah.
hear about it afterwards.
So, unless you're, hiding under a rock somewhere, basically what happened was Chris Rock made a little comment. You know what Chris Rock does? He's hosting, so he's got to make jokes. Makes this joke about Jada being bald, saying she's, going for the new G.I. Jane role, I guess, going to be in the new G.I. Jane 2. And at first, it seemed like everything was okay. Then all of a sudden, even Will's laughing. He's like, then all of a sudden, Jada gives him that look like that. And Will's like, oh, fuck. So he has to get up.
We're not watching live.
He gets up. He casually walks up there and slaps the shit out of Chris Rock.
Just pow. Like, oof.
And then Chris Rock laughed afterwards, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, he actually said like, "Oh man, I could," and then he was like, he stopped himself, and he was just like,
Yeah, good for him for showing some control. Put his hands behind his back and everything.
No, Hayden, we were not watching live.
"I would have whooped his ass."
Good on him. That's all I can say.
Well, I've been like, you can't get on TikTok without seeing something about this shit now.
Sure.
And I saw like Jim Carrey's comments on it, and Jim Carrey said that he would have sued his ass for like $2 million right afterwards.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I said. I was like, "Well, Chris Rock is just sitting there thinking, well, I'm about to sue the shit out of you."
I mean, he didn't press charges on him, but I probably wouldn't have either.
No, I mean I wouldn't have pressed charges. We would have handled that shit outside.
Yeah, I mean he can still sue him because it's kind of ruins Chris Rock's character, I guess, in a way, doesn't it? Or like hurts his image.
He kind of came out on top of that whole thing.
What's up, Big T?
Yeah.
A lot of people were on his side because, for one, he's a comedian, and a lot of comedians were like, now this sets a precedent for who's going to be the next person that goes up and slaps a comedian or tries to attack a comedian for a joke.
So I was actually talking with Lawrence about this the other day. I was listening to one of the Rogan podcasts, and on that podcast, he was asking the guest that he had on there if, he's like asking him, when's the last time you remember a good comedy coming out, like a blockbuster comedy, like something like The Hangover or something like that. And like the guy couldn't answer him, and Rogan couldn't think of it neither. He's like, when's the last time there's been a good comedy? Like, because like it's everything's so affected by SJWs, and everyone's so afraid to, push that edge, get on that edge anymore, push that line, that nothing like that comes out anymore, man. It's almost like comedy has died when it comes to things like that. And this may be the actual, death stroke of it. If now you got to watch what the fuck you say, even when you're a stand-up comedian.
It's either the death of it or it is comedy reborn. Because everybody's on the comedian side right now. I say everybody. There's always standouts, but Look, I'm not saying
you got some background noise, Lawrence.
Yeah, turn it down in a moment. Oh, did it restart? Yeah, it started now.
I'm not saying that Will Smith should not have done anything to protect his wife, whatever. I don't think anybody's saying that. It's a matter of how you do it. And going up there and slapping a dude is not the way to do it.
Like, you should have done that. Like, you should have handled that shit after the show.
Yeah.
Well, like the big thing is that Jada has alopecia. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
And like I didn't know that. I like apparently it's supposed to be well-known news. Well, I didn't fucking know it. Unless you're some type of Jada follower, you're not gonna know that shit. Maybe Chris Rock didn't know it neither. You know.
And that's why you just handle it outside the show. But like
exactly,
as a grown up, that's something that generally, I mean, we're all old. Like none of us are gonna go just start whooping somebody's ass for talking shit. You'll just probably, say, "Hey, the fuck's your problem?"
Exactly. You pull them to the side and like, "Hey, the hell is your problem, dude?"
And then if you want to keep going, then maybe we can, then maybe it might take it to that level. But
now's the time to tussle.
Exactly.
But to just walk up to somebody and slap them is kind of, it's kind of.
Y'all talking about Chris Rock?
Yes, we are.
And slapping and spitting are two of the most disrespectful things you can do.
So let me ask you this. All right, we were talking a little about this before we went live. Like, is anyone else buying the idea that it could have been a setup, like could be fake?
No, I don't think so. I
just don't see the gain in it. I know that everyone's like, well, no one knew the Oscars were happening, but to me, I don't see the gain for Will Smith or Chris Rock for that to happen, because now Will Smith is, he's got, this is a big stain on him.
Here's the gain right here. I'm going to explain to you what the gain is, because there's three things that everybody is talking about now, and anytime it comes up in the future, they're going to kind of be like, oh, wait a minute, let me see what's going on here. Those three things are the Oscars, Will Smith, and Chris Rock. It doesn't matter. If you see their name when you're scrolling through any type of headline or something now, you're going to stop to where before you might just scroll past.
But Will Smith is already like one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Yeah, he has nothing to gain.
He has nothing to gain and everything to lose. Now, Chris Rock and the Oscars, maybe. But if I'm the biggest movie star in the world, I'm Will Smith. I'm like known for being this awesome, nice, good guy. Ain't no fucking way I'd do that shit.
They might have fucking told him, hey, you do this, we'll give you Best Picture. Or you do this, we'll give you this big sum of money. There's a lot of things that those dudes care about, and money is one of them.
Why would Chris Rock volunteer to be made a cuck in front of the entire world? He got bitch slapped.
Because no matter, it doesn't matter. He's still not a bigger cuck than Will Smith, obviously.
I don't know, man. He got bitch slapped in front of the entire world.
Is she looked at him and said, execute order 66.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% buying into it. I'm just accepting that it could be.
Plus, there was like some like behind the scenes like personal camera phone footage of like Denzel Washington during breaks, like trying to like
Tyler Perry.
All of them trying to like settle the situation down. So,
like, who were they trying to calm down, Chris or Will?
Will. Mostly, yeah.
Well, you saw when he was accepting the award, it's hard to tell what's real, what's not, as far as how they're acting, because they're actors.
It might not be far from the truth, Hayden.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, because I was gonna say that the emotion behind him when he was like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, like that shit's looked real. But then I'm like, well, he's an actor,
Chris
so
Rock's
like
awkwardness.
Yeah. That was, if he was acting there, that was pretty fucking good, because he was like, I know he was thinking in his head, he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do, because I was thinking the same thing.
And he didn't pull that smack neither. Like that was a fucking and you watch it back in slow motion, like he came from the heavens, and it was so fast too.
Chris for not getting knocked out, like he took that like a man.
He ate it. He ate
that purple slap.
Well, I'll say this. I saw this. Jamie says she has alopecia also. The
Greg, you and me
difference.
talked about this. Chris Rock didn't know about that, dude.
Yeah,
He didn't know about that.
For one, he wouldn't have done it, and he wouldn't have been in poor taste like that if he would have known it. But at the same time, too, like I saw something on one of the TikToks where they talked about this dude. He's like, of all the people out there who suffer from alopecia, Jada Smith should not be the fucking spokesperson for it because she's like got the money to make it a non-issue, basically. Where other people, it actually is a problem for them, and they don't have the money to buy their way out of that shit.
At the end of the day, I get where Will Smith is coming from, but it's not the right way to handle it.
No,
right. You handle that shit one-on-one as men. You don't do it on that.
He should have confronted him in the back, like you said.
Yeah.
And
somebody brought up a good point, man. I was watching a YouTuber, and he was like, that wasn't against Will Smith. That was against everyone who made fun of Will Smith's wife for basically sleeping with other men. Like, he was taking out a frustration from years of being joked about.
I hope you don't look at the internet right now.
Yeah,
he's
there's a lot more of that now.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be having a lot of targets to.
Right. Boy,
I mean, one of the memes I seen was everybody's getting smacked except for this guy, and it was the guy that he was cheating on.
Yep.
She was cheating on Will Smith with. But
they more than one.
But last time I checked, they've been known for having an open marriage. So
yeah,
I don't fucking know, dude.
It's
all I know is it was definitely handled the wrong way because you're grown up, man. You don't go. Violence isn't number one answer. I mean, I'm all for whooping somebody's ass if they deserve it, but you got to have that talk first.
But here's the thing, Jamie. You have a good point when you're saying that, like, picking on a lady for her hair is bad manners. But, like, literally, comedians pick on everyone. Like,
for everything. Yeah, that's what they
race, gender, sexual orientation. The best comedians have
always
in the
front row.
I mean,
they comedian,
did. All the jokes came as well whenever Demi was bald for G.I. Jane. So it's not like this hasn't happened before.
Now, she didn't. Of course, she didn't have alopecia, but still.
Still, it's like you have to understand, and him being a comedian too, Will Smith understands being a funny man or somebody who's on stage. He's not doing that. It's never personal, man. It's never personal.
Right.
No.
A comedian
just saying it for a little quick laugh.
He's up there nervous as all hell trying to host the Oscars or his little segment. You know what I'm saying? Like, in front of the biggest stars in the entire world. Like, he's not, and that was a baby joke from Chris Rock. That was not vulgar at all. That was like a
Will could have knocked the fuck out of Chris backstage, and everybody would have been on board with it. Then.
Right.
Nobody would have been against him, but because when he chose to do it,
it would have been a lot less uproar about it.
When they
roasted, show, like, well, he did talk shit.
Yeah, when they roasted Bob Saget and they said that he was probably molesting the Olsen twins, like, he was legit fucking angry. He wanted to beat the shit, but he didn't. He waited till after the show to voice his grievances, and that was a legitimate reason to punch someone in the fucking face for saying shit like that. This was like a baby G.I. Jane 1990s. No one even knows what that movie is unless you grew up in that time.
Yeah, there were some people that had to go look it up because they didn't know what.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't even know what that movie
was. If you're under 40, you probably didn't get it.
Well,
is it sad that this movie that Will Smith won best actor for? I never even heard of it.
I'd heard of it, but I mean.
Do you think sometimes they just give people that Oscar because they've been like doing it so long? Because Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar for that like bear movie that I can't even remember the name of because I never saw it. But there was so many other movies that he should have got an Oscar for. And same with Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's been in so many other movies that he had, and even like Denzel Washington when he finally got his was for Training Day, and like Training Day was incredible performance, but he's had so many other good ones.
Samuel Jackson won his first one.
Yeah,
at that one, like at the Oscars, he won his first one. He's been in 150 movies.
Yeah. I feel like they're just like, well, we should probably just give it to Will Smith.
Just give him one.
About time.
Look, my whole problem with the Oscars and the Academy Awards and all this shit is none of them are voted on by the people. So fuck all of them, in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
You get this cabinet of people together who decides what the best movie is. Fuck you. Put it to a vote.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's a movie that you would never go see. You know, like the most of the population will never see that goddamn movie. Like who won a couple years ago, The Pianist?
Yeah,
I might watch that movie.
I do kind of want to watch that the movie that he won the Oscar for, but I just haven't. It's on HBO Max. I just haven't got around to it. But
I'm sure it's good. It's probably what was it? The what's their names?
The Williams sisters. It's about their dad.
Sure, it's pretty interesting. Just see what happened for them to come up and be champions. But I mean, Will Smith's a good actor.
Like. I would rather just see a documentary about it than a movie, honestly.
Probably, yeah, because there's always details embellished and et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly,
which they are in documentaries too. But
Well, I got another assault that I'd like to get y'all's opinion on if you hadn't heard about it already. But
assault.
Did y'all hear about Jorge Masvidal beating up Colby Covington?
You mentioned it, and that's all I heard about it.
I have no idea who these people are.
Okay, so they're UFC fighters who have a really bitter rivalry, and Colby Covington is a Conor McGregor wannabe who likes to talk shit about, he likes to go deep, dig deep, talk shit about your family and kids and stuff like that. Okay. So Jorge Masvidal found him like a week later in a club in Miami and fucking knocked his tooth out.
Oh shit!
I do remember hearing that people were trying to say that whole press conference and stuff between them was all a setup, and they were just trying to hype the fight, that their beef isn't really that bad and shit like that. Obviously, it is if he found him in a fucking bar and knocked his teeth out.
It was bad before because they were former teammates, and then whenever Colby Covington's has like a gimmick where he just tries to play like this heel guy, and he's really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And then, like I said, he was talking shit about Masvidal's kids and stuff, and he was just like, so they fought in the cage, and Masvidal lost, and then a week later he found him in the club and beat him up.
See, that's where I say you're crossing the line, is when you start talking about people who can't defend themselves like kids.
Yeah. So to me, so what do y'all? Is that something y'all would do? Would y'all fucking beat him up afterwards if you already beat your ass in the cage?
I mean,
out here, asshole.
I mean, why couldn't he have just done it in the cage and got paid more?
He did tell. He also told Masvidal after the fight that don't be caught out in the streets and in his own hometown. And Masvidal was like, "Yeah, fuck that shit."
Big T. We actually went through the matches that are supposed to be on it. And,
on the last episode.
Yeah, made our picks the last episode if you want to check that out.
I
think they were the unofficial matches at that point. But
did the guy sucker punch him, or did he just call him out? Like, hey,
he sucker punched him.
Boo!
Twice. And he said, and then when he got out of jail, he said he's the king of sucker punches.
Well,
is that really a prideful thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
sucker punches.
If you talk shit about my family, there's a good chance that if I see you somewhere, that I might just punch you on sight and not
that's
even.
Like saying, that's like saying you're proud of being the king of the sneak fucks.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. If you sometimes, like I was saying about like with Will Smith, like sometimes you see red, like you see your wife hurting. Like he was laughing at first, but then he looked over at his wife and saw that hurt her feelings, and that sometimes you see red, man. I know I do. My girlfriend told me about her niece. Her boyfriend made her cry the other day, and she was telling me about it, and I was pissed, and I wanted to go beat dude up. And I don't even know.
I mean, that's why Jada was fucking other men to begin with, is because Will would laugh at shit like that. That's not funny.
They have an open marriage.
Okay? Yeah. Open marriage, my ass. Only thing opening is her fucking legs to.
Oh damn!
I don't think Will's down with that shit. Anyway,
want to follow him rush the stage? Let's get him.
Well, if Lawrence will join us again here, we'll talk about this this Joker thing. We could talk about it anyway, because I don't know if he's coming back. Yeah, let's go and jump into it. So did y'all watch that?
His best friend.
You said you saw it, right, Jonathan? The
yes.
the deleted Joker scene from the Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do
I
you think
saw
about
too.
it?
I think that guy will be a good Joker.
Yeah. I mean, he is definitely leaning towards the Heath Ledger version. I don't know. I'm glad they deleted the scene because I would have been even madder if it had been in the movie.
I found myself confused by it, honestly. Because, I'm like, all right, so Batman's already dealt with the Joker once and got him locked up in Arkham.
My
And
question
now we're going to
is,
have another movie to where I guess he gets out.
Batman would never ask Joker for help.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I
Never.
found about it.
He would never do that.
Well, technically, he's not the Joker yet.
Some strange Joker.
He's like, I can't remember what he said, but
I'll have you know, Hayden, I have seen the movie.
I can't remember his name, but he's like, apparently he's like whoever the Joker was before he was the Joker.
So he's got like a boiled looking face.
Yeah.
This version. What's up with that?
I don't know. That, like Jonathan said, they're trying to lean back towards the Heath Ledger Joker.
Which, hey, it's a good version. I'm just
definitely a good version.
You know, I don't know where they're going with that. Just because I don't know. Like I said, Batman would never ask Joker or a criminal for help.
Do you think they could just kind of stop, like, putting the Joker and stuff?
No.
Just quit making Batmans every other year.
This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna do some fucked up shit. They're gonna wait until the third movie, and then Joker's gonna break everybody out of Arkham, and then Batman's gonna have to take down all the fucking villains in one movie.
Well, apparently there's gonna be a spin-off show, kind of like they did with Peacemaker, and
no.
There's gonna be a spin-off show called Arkham Asylum.
I know Corey really thinks highly of that show. I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard good things about it. It's on HBO Max, so like I said before, I canceled my HBO Max, but I need to bring it back.
Right.
I almost watched it today, but instead I saw Castaway on Tubi TV, and I was like, "Hey, I want to rewatch this," so I did.
Well son.
Oh man, it was such a good movie, man. Castaway was great.
100% is.
And because this dude proposes to this chick before he flies off, gets plane crash, stranded on a fucking island out in the middle of nowhere, loses everything, then finally gets rescued, comes back to fucking land, and then finds out that this woman's moved on. So he came back to nothing anyway. He went from nothing to come back to nothing.
Man, the scene where he knocks that tooth out. Man, the courage to do that. He said, "Bah!" Passed out from pain.
About another foot forward, and his head would have landed in that fire.
Yep,
we'd have been watching a different movie.
Movie went over. That's how it ends.
With a super villain.
Could you imagine being in that situation though? I can tell you, the scene that really got me when I rewatched it, because I kind of forgot about this, is when he was talking to his friend about how he tried to kill himself on the island.
Yeah.
And he tried to make some makeshift rope and such like that, but the branch couldn't support his weight, so he couldn't even kill himself
and I didn't
the way he wanted to, because he had no control. He's like, I had no control over anything, not even over the way I died. I'm like, damn, that's rough.
I was like, how hard could it be to drown yourself?
I'm just swim way out to the ocean, bro, and
all this water.
Eventually you'll die. I mean, eventually you'll get tired and drown.
I mean, that island had a pretty tall little mountain thing on it. He could have just climbed up to the top and just swan dived off.
I think I'd take it as a challenge with my competitive nature to see how long I can stay alive. Right. I'd be like, I'm on an island by myself. Okay. Challenge accepted. Let's do it. See how long I can last.
Damn. A great movie, though. I forgot how good it was. It'd been a long time since I had seen it.
So. The sunburn would be the worst part for me.
Oh, yeah. Eventually you get darker,
Shit, yeah.
Be all right.
Not Greg. Greg would last 3 days. His ass would be crispy.
Nope, that little cave he was sleeping in, I'd never come out of that motherfucker.
But say that he'd been found on the second day because it had been like a white beacon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right here.
I ain't gonna lie though, watching that movie kind of made me want to go back and play Stranded Deep again.
Yeah, I have not played that game. How is it?
It's basically Cast Away the game.
Wasn't it that was a free game, wasn't it? Like a couple months ago.
On PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, I've downloaded it.
But you want to get the PC version, Jonathan. It's much better.
Well, I don't have a PC, so
it's cheap.
No, I think it's free. I think it's in Game Pass. If I'm not mistaken.
But yeah, like I mean, you do everything. Like that game is hardcore survival, man. The first thing you're gonna battle on is hunger and thirst.
Have you played Green Hell?
Yeah.
Green Hell's a tough one.
Yep, it's about as rough as Green Hell when it comes to survival.
Yeah, I enjoy Green Hell. Enjoy it a lot.
Because like me thinking, I was like, oh, okay, well, there's coconuts on these trees. I'll just keep climbing and drinking coconuts. Well, I didn't realize that it's going to give me diarrhea and dehydrate me. So
that's for real.
Yeah,
it will definitely do that.
You know what's funny, Big T, is the first time I saw The Terminal, I didn't like it at all. But then when I rewatched it later, I had more appreciation for it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen The Terminal. Okay, true.
I've seen it like a long time ago, but I do.
You know what's funny is I was watching the movie, right? And I told my wife, I was like, damn, Tom Hanks is such a good actor. And she's like, yeah, he's a good actor, but his political views suck.
Okay, we didn't ask about that.
Is your wife like a hardcore Republican or something?
She just doesn't like hardcore Democrats.
Is he even a hardcore Democrat?
Oh, yeah, he's like a radical hardcore Democrat.
It's weird. I've never seen any hardcore Democrats from Tom Hanks, but
I didn't know if it was true at first, so I was Googling it as I was watching the movie, and it turns out it's true.
I don't care about that shit.
I mean,
Competition bias.
Just make good movies. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck what you think about this.
I don't care about your personal life. I don't care if you're cucking, not cucking, whatever. Just keep making good movies.
Yeah. Dance for me, monkey.
Yeah. Dance. Entertain me. That's your job. Bread and
That's
syrup.
right.
Damn it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you get paid millions of fucking dollars for. So don't expect me to care about anything but.
Exactly. That's why I don't feel bad for them when they're talking about, oh, we had a year of hard production. We worked 12-hour days. I'm like, well, you made millions of dollars, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, and those
I'm not upset.
Half of them are
I don't feel bad for you.
in a trailer or something, waiting for their time to come out.
Yeah, like I am not. I don't feel bad for you.
I mean, work is work.
I will trade places with you in a second if I'm getting that salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think eventually everything, no matter how awesome or cool or fun your job is, I think eventually it's all a job, you know, when that's what you do all.
That is true. Eventually, no matter what you're doing, it eventually becomes work.
It's always work. It might be fun, but it's
the good news. Work. Good news about acting, it pays well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can quit anytime.
Do like two
I made that big, yeah,
be done and be like
big, huge movies and on Easy Street. You have finished the main quest. You're on side quest
like,
now.
You know the kid that sings in the Lion King movie, the animated movie. They offered him $100,000 for his role in the film, and he turned it down. He said, "No, I want royalties on the movie.
Good.
I want the $100,000. I want royalties on the movie." So that kid is set for life.
Shit, yeah.
He's made way more than $100,000 in his time since that movie.
See what Daniel said.
I'm looking at. Oh my god.
Well, you know, Tom Hanks was one of the people that QAnon tried to go after and say he was a diddler.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. This right here is one of my favorite ones of the memes. I'll load it up here. Oh shit, it's a video. I want the picture. There. See if I can get it on Twitter here. I love this one right here because it's you know everyone's seen that little meme of Ryan Gosling where he's doing the little like laughing thing.
Yeah.
And they had the one where it showed all the people's reactions like after the slap.
Yeah, it was supposed that was from the Oscars before all those reactions. Yeah. I believe.
Here's the one. Yeah, this one. You got all of them shocked, and then fucking Ryan Gosling down there laughing. I'm like, oh man,
the Rock's face is that's such a Rock expression.
Yeah.
Like the kid, the one kid. What was the kid concerned about?
You can, if you watch it back and you like, I don't know who was sitting right directly behind Will Smith, but when he starts yelling, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," you can just see that. You know that look whenever something like that happens in front of you, and you're just like awkward. You're just like, I don't know how to feel right now.
I'm going to tell you exactly what that feeling is. That feeling is, fuck, should I leave? If I leave right now, you still got me on camera, so I can't really.
Or you know, sometimes when you see something and you're like, is this a joke or is it not a joke? And then like, I don't know how to act right now. That's just, it was all like you could see all the emotions on her face.
Is this really happening? Did he just slap Chris Rock?
So what are our predictions? Is Chris Rock just going to let it be, or is he really going to sue?
I think he'll let it be. I think they kind of settled it outside of. I think they kind of talked it over.
Yeah, man, but it makes him look like such a bitch if he doesn't do anything about it.
He's coming out on top, man. Everyone's saying about how he ate the slap and then how he handled it afterwards and all that. Like, I mean, that's not how I would have handled it. But
here's my question: if he was that mad, if he was that pissed off to walk up on stage and strike this dude, why did he choose a slap and not a punch?
Because a slap is disrespectful.
It's far more disrespectful than a punch.
There's two things you don't do. You don't spit on me and don't slap me. If you slap me or spit on me, that's ultimate disrespect. He slapped him like a bitch, basically.
Chris Rock took that shit, though.
He did.
All I know is that if that had been The Rock up there, Will Smith would have stayed in his seat.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook today that said that that Chris Rock's comedy, he's on tour right now, and his comedy tour tickets went up from $48 to $548.
Man, so, I know he's gonna have plenty of material.
So I just thought of the meme that I want to see. This is what I want to see. I want that video played as normal, but then after the slap, they do that Randy O RKO vine where Randy Orton slithers in behind him and RKO's Chris Rock. That's what I want to see. Somebody make it.
Dan said Chris Rock was in a great position to push him down those stairs. That Chris Rock had the high ground. Right. Could have just cut him in half.
It's over, Anakin.
I mean, I would have whooped his ass. If you slap me, I'm sorry. We fight. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care about TV, live TV. I don't give a shit. And the way Smith smacks him and then turns right around, hell no, I'm jumping on your back.
That right there is how you know there is no more hood left in Chris Rock. There's none left. That's
what Shannon Sharp said too on whatever show he's on. I can't remember, but he was like the first thing he said was, "I would have whooped his ass."
I saw that.
He said, "Ain't no man gonna slap me." Get away with it.
Damn.
It's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. So
all
Dustin,
the other people were just completely overlooked in the Oscars. Don't nobody know who won anything. I don't really hear about the slap.
I'll tell you what, I kind of want to slap Lawrence like that right now with him fucking just disappearing. With his disappearing act. You better have some good shit going. But Dustin, you were talking about this vegan movie.
Yeah,
something. Well, it's not really a vegan movie, but
it's not a vegan movie. It's a true crime documentary. Yeah. It's on Netflix. It's one of those limited seasons or whatever. It's I don't know. It's 4 or 5 maybe hour-long episodes. But it's about a lady who opened a raw food restaurant called Pure Food and Wine. And it was
raw food, right?
Yeah, raw food. So it's all vegan, but it's all like vegetables that aren't like cooked. It was like a big thing back in like the early 2000s. It was like a big deal. It was even on like Dax Shepard talked about it on MTV.
So basically, this bitch just opened shop in Walmart's produce section.
I mean, if you watch the shit, it's like super high end, fancy, fucking.
I'm sure.
Fancy cucumbers.
But she opened this restaurant in New York. It was a big success. Lots of celebrities. She got super famous. She ends up meeting this guy that like he's like a con man and just convinces her that he can give her eternal life and her dog eternal, because she's like she only has like one. She's like attached to her dog, so he's like, oh yeah, I can make sure that you live forever and your dog lives forever. And
damn,
she ends up, he ends up taking her for all her money. Yeah.
What is the process in which the eternal life was coming?
That's where you have to watch the movie, because that's why it's so good and interesting. And because this guy says like he's black ops and this and that, and he just like the lies that he tells are just crazy. But he convinces this woman who's attractive, successful, like semi-famous, to give him her money. He'll say, hey, I need $10,000, and he took this woman for over $2 million.
Jesus.
She got in a bunch of trouble, but yeah, that's without me spoiling much else. And
that's what his cell was. He was black ops. Last I remember, soldiers still fucking die. So this eternal life shit is just given to everybody.
He did it to some other woman too. His first wife, but like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's there's like 3 twists in the movie on like who the guy actually is and what his purpose was and where he was getting all this fucking shit from. And
do you find out what happens to the guy?
Oh yeah, you find out everything. And and the lady, the bad vegan, the woman, she is a big part of the documentary. She's pretty much telling the story. So it's a really good shit. It's a really good it's a good watch. It's worth it. We binged it.
Jesus.
But yeah, definitely need to check that out.
Devices
There's been a lot of good true crime stuff on Netflix lately.
Yeah, I like the true crime stuff, man. But like
I like the ones that are really interesting and fucked up. And this is one that's definitely like no one gets murdered in this one, but like just like I said, the fucking craziness and like all the twists and turns and the roads it goes down is definitely worth the watch.
I'll have to check it out. I like stuff like that. So you said it's like a 4-parter?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5, I can't remember.
1 hour episodes?
Yeah, we watched it in 2 days, over 2 days.
Well, first I have to finish watching Jackass Forever. In preparation for rooting for Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, I guess. Which is this Sunday, right? WrestleMania is this Sunday, I believe.
Yes, sir, it is.
Since Lawrence finally decided to rejoin us, why don't you let Lawrence give his take on the Joker?
We already talked about the Joker. Our thoughts on the Joker deleted scene.
Let me go ahead and play the scene. Let me go ahead and
don't play it. Don't play it because I'm just gonna have to fucking dispute it. Don't bother playing it. We've all seen it.
All right. What did I think about it? They finally got it right. Joker, Heath Ledger was good, and I thought he was kind of like nasty looking, right? I thought that was as far as they could have gone with it. You know, I thought he was the end all be all of Jokers, but they have found a way to up the ante, and they finally reached the peak. I think with this guy, I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before, but
I'll tell you who it sounded like to me. It sounded like I forget this actor's name, but the dude that played Ian on Shameless. That's who it sounded like to me.
Well, he played a version of the Joker too in the Gotham series.
Yeah, in the Gotham series, I thought again that Joker was weird too because he had the whole like Leatherface thing going where he cut his face off and sewed it back on his face, and that was weird to me. I was like, okay, they can't do nothing else. I seen this trailer, and I said, shit. I don't want to know this Joker. I don't want to sit next to him, breathe next to him. This is the guy that gets on the bus and you say, please don't sit next to me. He is creepy. They found a way to make the Joker just completely unlikable.
So this is what I was saying, Lawrence. I said I was confused by this scene, and I'm kind of glad it was deleted for that very reason. Because, like, why is Batman working with the Joker? This would never happen.
See, I like that because it made it more like him and Joker have history. Like they're like this, and they were trying to.
He's the world's greatest detective with the Joker's help.
Well, the Riddler was so good that he needed to get inside of his mind. This is year 2 Joker, year 2 Batman. So he still knew. Okay, and then he's still kind of learning how these criminals work. He can't
be that fucking new if he's already got the Joker. If he's already caught him once and got him locked up,
right? He's not the Joker yet, so I don't. Maybe he didn't catch him. He's the serial killer. Some starts with his.
Well, everyone's just starting out. Like this is the Joker's first time around too, so he's still a novice. So they're all kind of.
I mean, Batman knows about him. He knows about him enough to go ask him for advice.
But he's not the Joker yet, though.
So the cops caught him, so we don't need Batman.
Right. Maybe this is the start of their maybe this is the start of their relationship, like because they do have a weird, like Lawrence said, they're like this, like they're connected. That's why I was saying, do you think they could just give up the whole Joker being in the Batman movies because it seems like they fuck it up more than they get it right?
So if Batman wasn't around, Joker doesn't become Joker.
Right.
You want to know why this scene bothered me?
Go ahead.
You know what this was? This was basically the Hannibal Lecter version of the Joker.
Right, and it's where they took inspiration because like how Clarice had to ask him for help. They had to get a serial killer to find another serial killer. He was just that bad. And the Riddler was so bad that they had to get the Joker to come find the Riddler. And I like that aspect, like Batman still needs help from villains sometimes.
Then he's not the world's greatest detective.
The world's greatest nothing.
He's new, Greg.
Well, he's really a vampire, so.
Yeah. He's been 2 years, man. 2 years I knew what the fuck I was doing at my job.
He's got a point.
Yeah, Jonathan has
how bad are you at training? How bad are you at training?
Yeah, how much training do you need?
2 years in, you still like, man, I don't know.
I will say this.
Alfred's a terrible fucking supervisor. That's what I'm saying.
I will say this though. The Joker looks nasty in this, dude. He looks like Leatherface mixed with all kinds of creepy. Like he's just bad. Like,
what's with the bubble lips though?
He's just been warped, dude. He's been fell into the vat of chemicals. If they go with that route, his skin has his skin is just irradiated, and it's just fucked up.
Somebody you don't even want to touch in the comments earlier.
And I'm tired of Joker being like a rock star. Like they got Jared Leto, one of the best looking male actors today, to play Joker, and it's like I don't buy that. Why would this dude be a supervillain? He could just be a rock star at this point. Like he would just. You know, like the Joker should be somebody who's so alienated and weird that he has no choice but to be a criminal. I don't like him being Jared Leto.
Maybe it's because he got that first face tattoo and that was it.
Like he's got Margot Robbie.
Criminal from now on.
You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't need anything else. He's got one of the baddest chicks in
Starbucks ain't gonna take me.
That's actually why he jumped in the vat of chemicals is to get rid of all those ugly fucking tattoos.
See, there you go. See, that's what happened. We've discovered this the origin of the Joker.
This Joker is just ugly. He's mean looking. I don't want to sit next to him. Batman looks scared talking to him. Like that was crazy. Like I felt Batman had fear meeting this Joker. That was different for me. I'm not used to Batman being scared.
This Batman.
I liked the laugh. I will say that I did like the little laugh the Joker gave at the end.
That was good.
Has there ever been a bad Joker laugh? Jared Leto had a good Joker laugh. I mean, all you have to do is laugh. You're the Joker.
You gotta have a good evil laugh. You know, a lot of people ignore the laugh.
The laugh has to match your look.
Okay. Jared Leto's Joker was it wasn't terrible. It's just that he was trying way too hard.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah, he was try hard.
It was try hard and it made it bad.
I didn't like Juggalo Joker.
His version of the Joker is based off some other comic book version of the Joker. So, I mean, he just wasn't.
I guess we couldn't do Heath
Plus,
Ledger.
he had to follow Heath Ledger. There was like good luck.
It's tough act. Tough act to follow.
Yeah. I will say that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is probably the best one to date outside of Heath Ledger. I mean, Heath Ledger is still the king. I get that. But if you're talking about everyone else, Joaquin Phoenix did a good job. I like that.
Where does he play in, by the way? Because
I'm so confused with all these Jokers. Like, what is the main
That's
universe?
what I said. Who's in charge of this shit?
What's going on?
All right. Well, this is the real question. Is there going to be a multiverse Batman movie where we get all the Batmans in one movie?
They are bringing Michael Keaton back. The Flashpoint. Yeah, it's coming out with the Flash movie. They're doing the Flashpoint storyline, which is like
copycats.
Oh, they're really trying. So they pretty much are doing the Spider-Man thing.
They are. It is confirmed.
The multiverse thing.
Tommy Lee Jones
can't win for losing. They just can't, dude. Tommy Lee Jones will be back.
Tommy Lee Jones and Jack Nicholson,
Jim
Carrey. Back.
Oh yeah, Lawrence would love to see that Two-Face make a comeback.
Oh god, that Two-Face.
As long as we get the nipple suit,
nipple suit Batman.
What did you always say about the face? Two-Face's
he looked like a chewed up Starburst in Batman.
Yeah,
it's like
that big slime that we used to
shoot up Starburst.
Do you remember the Ghostbuster slime, the like pink slime that would come with the Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
That's what it.
Yep.
No, I think Lawrence nailed it. Looks like a chewed up Starburst.
Speaking of Val Kilmer, though, have y'all seen the Top Gun trailer yet?
No, I haven't.
I have. I heard Tom Cruise.
I saw it on TikTok today. It actually looks pretty fucking good. I still think it's going to be kind of stupid though, because I noticed that one of the characters is Goose's son.
Oh, what? Come on with that,
little Goose.
One of the pilot, and he looks like him, and he even has the mustache.
Oh
nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like goddamn it
already.
It's the guy that plays. I think it's the guy from Ready Player One. What's that guy's name?
Oh, not him. That dude who plays all the. Yeah, he looks like he was from that era. I don't know how that makes sense.
Big T asked if any of us have any interest in Morbius.
No.
I can't say that I do.
I'm sorry, dude. No. I saw the trailer for that and I said, I don't even know who this is.
It's Miles Teller. Miles Teller is the guy who plays Goose's son.
Miles Teller.
But I bet that's awkward with Maverick. Hey, look.
In the trailer, there's like a scene where he says, "I know what you did to my dad, and I'm not going to let you do it to me."
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I didn't kill the mother.
Yeah,
look, you need to go talk to the engineer that made the F-15.
Yeah.
You blame him.
It was F-14. It's a goddamn Navy plane.
Yeah, the F-14 Tomcat, one of the best planes ever made. Yeah.
Same goddamn plane.
I think, like looking at the trailer, I can't really tell, but it looks like they're using F-14s in this movie too, and they don't fucking use F-14s anymore.
Yeah, the F-14 is in the graveyard.
They don't. They fly F-18s and F-35s now.
Maybe it's a training jet.
Maybe.
Or maybe the movie's not taking place in modern day.
No, it is. It is. Tom Cruise is old, and they have an old picture of Val Kilmer. Because Val Kilmer is the one that recommends that they bring Maverick back to the Top Gun school.
What will kill this movie?
Back.
Do you think they'll have women flying planes?
I think there is a woman. There's a woman pilot.
It's one of those awkward,
I would be
awkward lines ever.
Well, just so y'all fuckers know, there are lots of women pilots. They're all over the place.
There weren't in the 80s?
Yeah, there was. Plenty of them. We had women pilots. I actually had a woman pilot pick me up from the mall one time and bring me back to
jet.
base.
Yeah. Bro, they swore up and down in the 80s. All they did was fight Russians and play beach volleyball.
No, well, I think they play football in this one because there's a little cut to a scene where they're like on the beach, and it looks like they're playing football.
This chick just flies in on the jet, pops open.
What's up, bro? Get in.
I was watching Starship Troopers. And they had like the women showering with the dudes. Like, remember that? There's gonna be a scene like that where they're just like all, which would be cool.
You guys are dumb.
I said we're smart.
Yeah,
this is not the smart cast.
Like, you know how hard it is to be a fucking Navy pilot, and there's fucking actual women Navy pilots. Y'all are being disrespectful.
It's fine.
Top Gun did that. Top Gun made it to where like all they do is play beach volleyball, ride motorcycles.
Did nobody say women can't fly planes, Dustin? I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the 80s. No women allowed.
No women allowed. You're allowed one person of color.
I'm not going to sit here and tolerate this. Don't do not disrespect our Navy female pilots.
Sorry, Jamie. I'm a little.
Shout out to our Navy female pilots.
Yeah, hats off to our Navy female pilots. We put our hats back on for Will Smith because he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
He's not a good Navy pilot.
Yeah, he failed. But
they kill some aliens, though. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
That's right.
He didn't slap that alien, though.
He didn't slap him. He punched him. See, he had respect.
This is the only reason I don't respect him for this shit, because everyone was making a big deal. And not to bring back this subject, because I know we talked about it already, but he wouldn't have done that to The Rock. He wouldn't have done that to Ricky Gervais. He did that to Chris Rock because he thought Chris Rock was a bitch.
Somebody did, and there's a lot of people that said that, like, you know, it kind of shows the kind of person that he is, because he wouldn't have done that to just anybody.
Jada would have gave him that look, and he would have looked back and been like, "Bitch, you crazy?
You go up there and slap.
You see who's up there?
He was talking about you.
I'm gonna be flying back.
Dude, they showed a picture of the audience reaction. Did y'all see that?
Like Fresh Prince when he throws Jazzy Jeff out of the.
Yeah, somebody said he should have done that to Chris Rock. He should have picked him up.
Poor Chris. Everybody does.
I'm not sure what Moonkite is, Big T.
Oh, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, guys. Dummy. It does say Moon Knight, but
Greg only knows the main superheroes. Like, he doesn't know the.
Look, I'm gonna say this about.
I don't.
I'm gonna say this about these Marvel shows: is they're coming out too fast. I can't fucking keep up with them. There's too many now. It's just like
I just don't care about them. Me and Lawrence have already talked about this. Unless it's a main superhero or villain, I'm not interested.
But I mean, the ones I've seen are good. I just don't have time for all of them. There's so many of them, but I want to watch them all.
The only reason you watch the side character shit is a hopes of seeing the main character.
Not for me,
right, Greg.
I don't feel that way.
Loki. I really like Loki.
Yeah, and honestly, like for me, I just like seeing how they connect everything, because they eventually.
I take that back, Greg, because I saw Ant-Man, and that was like the best superhero movie of that year. Whatever year Ant-Man came out, I was talking shit.
Ant-Man was good.
I said, this is the first Marvel fuck up. I said, there's no one's going to care about this character. They finally hit a stumbling block. And I watched it. I'm like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. So I take that
And
back.
then the sequel came out, and everybody was like, we don't care anymore.
Yeah, sequels are always kind of meh. But Paul Rudd, you can't go wrong with Paul Rudd.
That's because he's such a likable guy.
He is.
Paul Rudd. He's sexy too. Don't forget, he was sexiest male this year. So
was he really?
Oh,
yes. I didn't know that.
Voted on by whom?
Sexiest man of the year. People magazine, bro. Sexiest man of the year.
The People.
Well, you know, every magazine has their sexiest man. GQ, People. Is People the only one that matters?
People's the only one that matters. It's like the Oscars of the sexiest man award.
Gotcha.
I don't want to hear the word Oscars anymore. It's been trending. All I see is Oscars now.
That's what we should start. We should start a new hashtag, boycott the Oscars.
They already did that last year.
Now you gotta wait a year to boycott them.
seems like they get boycotted a lot.
We'll forget about it by next year.
Can't wait for the Academy Awards.
We'll host again next year and then make a joke about it.
I'm with you, Big T. They are a good way to tie the movies together.
Yeah, and I like it because it's like filler for when the next ones come up. But now it's just like it's kind of like how UFC was like. UFC had a big pay-per-view like every couple months, and that was it. And now there's a UFC fight every other fucking week, and there's 1,000 UFC fighters, and it's just too hard to keep up with. Eventually, I'll get around to watch. I mean, I haven't even watched Book of Boba yet. I'm just like so behind on all those kind of shows.
I don't even know that I want to watch Book of Boba, honestly.
Why?
Well, you're fucking gay heroes in it, so you probably do want to watch it.
Who?
Stop with that. Stop.
Who?
Luke Skywalker. He's not gay. And if he is gay, so what? He's the son of Vader. He's the most
You just
powerful.
don't like him, Dustin. You don't mean anything by that gay comment.
He's a whiny boy.
So
He's
is
a
his
whiny
daddy.
little bitch.
So is his dad. Yeah, it's his genes.
Yep, they come from a long line of whiny babies.
I
He
100%
just
agree on
wants to
that.
go to the Tashi station, dude. If your uncle was Uncle Ben, you'd be the same way. All he wanted him to do was moisture farm. It's like there's more to life than moisture farming.
No, but my thing with Book of Boba, Jonathan, is I was just never that crazy about the Boba Fett character to begin with.
Well, don't worry. Like half the episodes don't even have him in it. So
Oh, you know what? Might have to give it a shot.
I tell you, I mean, literally, let's see. Trying to think. First two are like half and half with leading up to the moment you see right at the beginning, kind of filling in what happened to him. And then the rest is a little issue on what's the fucking planet Tatooine.
So let me ask you this, because I will probably eventually give it a shot, but is it on par with The Mandalorian as far as like...
Funny you should mention Mandalorian.
Because doesn't he show up? He shows up
He
like in the
does.
middle. So
There's some crossover there. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Some pretty important crossover.
Me and Lawrence were talking about this yesterday, actually, when we were Book of Boba. We're like, why do we need another one of those guys? We already got Mandalorian, and we think we like him better.
And not only that, dude, it's like the deaths don't mean anything in Star Wars. Anyone can come back on a moment's notice. Darth Maul didn't die. He didn't fucking die. For all I know, Qui-Gon Jinn didn't die. I mean, they're just pulling people back, and it's like, who died in all this? I don't understand it.
We need some more characters.
We need some
Now,
more.
I am excited about the Obi-Wan little show like that, though.
Which another one takes place on Tatooine. Like this damn
Tatooine
planet
is the place to be.
Apparently so.
you remember
On the Outer Rim?
The new trilogy, they did Jakku, that little desert planet that was just like Tatooine. I was like, why just call it Tatooine? There's no
Tatooine.
difference at all.
Let's go to
That's
Tatooine.
true. Jakku.
that's because the first new movie in the trilogy was just a copy and paste. So
Yep.
Yes.
And then the other two were just not even Star Wars movies.
no, the second one was terrible, and the third one was them trying to reel it in and fan service everybody back into the
So
fandom.
you finally understand that this isn't canon, then.
No, it's still canon. It's
still
fucking canon. You can't just fucking say it's not.
Like,
It's not.
It
It's
is,
fucking
but I don't
stupid.
want it to be.
Yeah,
Exactly. You cannot want it to be, but it's part of the fucking story, and you just have to get the fuck over it.
Well, see,
It
here's
is
the beautiful
canon.
thing.
It is
Here's the
canon.
thing. Like, being a Star Wars fan, you can kind of choose what you want to watch and what you don't want to watch. So if you don't want it to be canon, you can just eliminate that shit, and it doesn't even matter.
I mean, you can
That's just
personally, but the movies happen, and as shitty as the story was, it's the story that's in there, whether you like it or not.
And that's the reason they're not doing anything going forward, and they're still going backwards, is because it sucked.
So
I am kind of with Big T on the on Boba Fett though. It is kind of filler till Mandalorian season 3
Yes,
comes out.
definitely.
So should I just wait till Mandalorian season 3?
No. You mean I would watch because it's only like 6 episodes. I think.
yeah, it's a limited.
7. It's
It's
not
limited.
that. It's not that much 6 hour long.
It's funny.
knock it
There's
out in
this
no
guy
time.
at my work that is always asking me about Star Wars shit. He's like that Star Wars anime. I forget what it was called that came out recently. What was it called? Visions. I think Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be like the anime version
yeah.
of Star Wars, but it, like its own individual stories.
I didn't watch any of that.
He asked me if I watched that. I told him no. I was like, I just don't have any interest in seeing anime Star Wars. He's like, trust me. He's like, if you like lightsaber battles and such like that, you need to watch this. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it a shot. Still haven't watched it. He asked me all the time about Book of Boba. Watch Book of Boba yet? No, still haven't watched it. This dude's probably like,
Tony's didn't watch it.
Man, this dude is probably like, as I'm walking away, be like, man, this motherfucker ain't even a Star Wars fan. He didn't watch any of this shit.
Yeah.
What he fails to understand is like a lot of that hype for Star Wars, man, is gone by the wayside. Like even for hardcore fans, it's hard, man.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of the newer fans got pushed out by all the fucking shitty gatekeeping fans.
Oh, here we go.
Nah, Dustin's
Here we go with the gatekeeping.
Star Wars. Listen, Star Wars fans and wrestling fans are the two most toxic fucking fan bases on the planet, and you cannot fucking deny
right next
that.
to Patriots fans.
No, we aren't toxic. We're just obnoxious. There's a difference.
Okay.
No, I agree with Dan. Dan hit the nail on the head. This is the problem. Is there's just too much of it now. Like when Lucas was in charge of it, you got a Star Wars movie every 3 years. There's like an episode, and if you wanted that extra shit, it'd be like in limited TV series, and it all had a reason.
And you know what? Dan is right, because it's like that with the superhero shit too. There's too much Star Wars. There's too much superhero stuff. All the stuff that we used to like that was considered uncool is now cool to everybody else. So the market's just fucking saturated.
Yeah. I used to get excited when I saw trailers for superhero movies. Remember that? When you just see a trailer for like the new Spider-Man movie, and you get one every 3 years, 6 years.
They did the same shit with Transformers, man. You got a Transformers movie, and then next thing you know, they were pumping out like fucking. There was no tomorrow.
God, those movies were bad.
Really bad.
It was bad. The first one though was like a monument. That was like a movement. I remember everyone had to see that movie.
To the hubris of mankind.
True.
It's terrible.
I don't understand when they make movies like that, why they can't just take, like, for example, Transformers is a great example of this. Transformers, the movie, was fucking fantastic. Best Transformers movie ever. The cartoon, you know what I'm talking about, Jonathan.
Like
why didn't they just take that and just fucking live action?
Copy paste.
Copy paste.
Just do it, because it was right there. You could have told all the backstory you wanted to at the beginning, like they did. Here's what's going on, and here's our show. And it told a great story, top to bottom, and gave you a way for a sequel at the end.
I like what Big T said right here about, everyone thinks they're a fucking expert, and they just forget to just enjoy it. I like the newer stuff because it introduces my kids to it, and I can share that with them, and then I can go back and watch the old stuff with them and share that with them, and then they can kind of get to see. That's one of the big things for me. That's why I don't like when people sit here and bash it constantly. And if you like them, then you're not really a Star Wars fan, or you go saying it's not.
Here's the thing, man. What if the reason you're a fan of it is because of the lore, because of the storytelling, and they butcher that with the new shit? What if you can't enjoy it because the new story that they give you is so different than the old story, and it doesn't mesh, it doesn't blend together good?
I mean, honestly, it's not really that different. The first movie was the exact same movie as the first Star Wars. The second movie was they tried to go way too far off the rails, and the third movie they reined it in, and as best they could.
What? I will say this: the first movie I didn't have a problem with. No, I don't think anyone had a problem with the first one. They were like, "This is a good starting point to start the next trilogy. This is a good."
It was definitely the best of the three.
Yeah, everyone liked Force Awakens.
I liked Force Awakens, but I didn't like the fact that it just seemed like A New Hope to me. With different characters.
That's why I said it was safe. It was tried and true.
Tried and true. Someone brought up a good point. Like, why are they still flying X-Wings? This is supposed to be 30 years after the Return of the Jedi, and it's like they should have had new technology by then. Lucas
don't fix it.
Well, you've talked about this before, man. Like, Lucas was always giving you new things like that. New ships, new
it made the
aliens,
world.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made the world more real. You got new ships, new aliens, new everything,
Yeah.
new worlds. You never went back to the same worlds twice, unless it was Tatooine. That was the only one he ever went back to. Every other one, and it made Tatooine special because that's the home world of the main characters. You know, that's the main saga is kind of like Gotham City or Metropolis. That's where they grew up, Luke and Anakin. So they had to return there, going home. But every other planet was different. Like, I mean, it's just endless. But I don't know. These guys were just lacking. They didn't have a vision. What do y'all think? They just didn't know where they wanted to take it.
They had a vision. It just wasn't.
It was just
It
not
wasn't
good.
anything near the same as what George. It's like they completely ignored what Lucas's vision was, and it's like,
They just
well, you made something good, but we're going to try something different.
They just, like I said, they just went too far off the rails with it. They just tried to be. The first one was so similar that they were like, oh, we got to try to do something completely different. That's why they brought in the guy that they brought in to make the movie. They should have just stuck with J.J. Abrams, because what did they end up doing? They brought J.J. Abrams back to do the third movie. So
guys, we really fucked this up.
Jamie, that is so cool.
JJ, if you can come back in here for a minute.
When I hear this, anyone who saw the original Star Wars, man, that's like crazy. I was talking to a guy at work, right, Greg, that Mr. Ron, and he tells me like when he first saw Star Wars, and even the way he describes it, it was like just you could tell it was like game changing. He's like he first saw the fucking Star Destroyer.
Yeah, because it was like he was like they said you saw that, and you're like, oh wow, movies are never going to be the same after this.
Right? They had never seen
it was
anything
groundbreaking.
Like
yeah.
Well,
like Jamie said, they're just they're milking it dry.
Yeah,
I'm here for it though.
Yeah, give me more.
I'll
Don't be
take it.
afraid to uncanonize some stuff. Just saying.
yeah.
If you're in there, I'm just saying why you in there.
What's funny is like there's plenty of expanded universe that's really good that they could just steal them from, and they own the rights to the Legends stuff. Why not put like Kyle Katarn stories or the Knights of the Old Republic or any of the stuff they already own? The new stuff they're making is not good. Like, why not just steal from yourselves and put that?
Well, I mean, just that last trilogy wasn't great, but the Mandalorian stuff has been good.
Yeah, the Mandalorian feels more like old.
And
Star
I feel
Wars.
like this new Obi-Wan show is going to be good.
Yeah, I do agree. The TV stuff is pretty good. Clone Wars, even the animated series, was good. I heard people telling me all the time that that's like the best thing was that
I've watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and I actually like it. And at first I was like, I ain't gonna watch no cartoon Star Wars, but then I started watching it when Disney Plus came out, and I actually really like it.
I was kind of
Big T to answer your question. I honestly don't care who wins that match because I don't really care.
Still wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, Lashley's little run was not bad, but like this almost guy is, I don't know, he's too green, man. Still too green. He's unpolished.
It's almost terrible.
I wouldn't go that far.
Honestly, Big T. I can say when it comes to WWE, the women's division is probably the best reason to watch it, man. I love what they're doing with Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and like they have probably the best women's division, period, of history. But I don't care for their
AEW is creeping up on them if they could just get the talent, the star power there.
Right.
Because they put on some pretty good women's matches in AEW. Just the problem is they have too many people that just suck and you don't care about them.
That Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match was good a couple weeks ago.
Those are people though, like Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. But outside of them, I mean, you have Jade Cargill. I mean, other than them, what is there?
They need to steal some more.
Well, I mean, honestly, in WWE, what matters other than Charlotte Flair, the big top names like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair,
Sasha Banks.
Those people. Yeah, Sasha Banks. Who matters besides them? All the rest of them are just like Barbie dolls. Like,
I mean, honestly, that was kind of back out in our day too. There was really just like 2 or 3 women that could really actually wrestle, and the rest of them.
And I'm not saying that the other ones aren't athletic, but they just don't have that star power like the others have.
Some better than others.
Yep.
True.
Not everyone can be Ric Flair's daughter.
Woo!
And some of them are just bad, like wrestlers, and like as far as like the wrestling aspect of it too. And some of them
Well, the
are
problem,
actually
man,
really
is
good.
like what's wrong with managers now? Like no one has managers anymore.
I don't know, except in AEW,
Roman
everybody
Reigns,
comes down to the ring with somebody.
Seems like everybody comes down with a buddy.
Everybody's like, yeah, and it makes no fucking sense half the time who it is.
Yeah,
That's my only gripe with AEW, man. It's like I can't keep up with the stories. Like I don't understand who's who and what's going on. But the thing that saves AEW for me is that it is like old school, like the actual wrestling itself is good for the most part.
Like Darby Allin needs Sting every time to come to the ring. I don't understand what are they related.
I was listening to Cornette the other day, right? I listened to his podcast, and he was talking about like all of the top companies' champions. And if you take Adam Page and you stand him next to all the other companies' champions, it makes him look just sorry, man. You stand him next to Brock, he looks sorry. You stand him next to Roman, he looks sorry. Stand him next to even Okada in New Japan, he looks fucking sorry.
And like it seems to me like the champion in AEW is like the third or fourth most important storyline. Like
right?
Yeah,
the champ storyline should always be the the top and the best one.
That should be what everyone is going after.
Like the whole feud with MJF and CM Punk. There should have been that should have been a fucking championship on the line with that. Like, why is MJF not the champ? That dude should be the fucking champ. Could you imagine a championship run with him? I mean, I don't know if he's been the champ before, but MJF?
No, he's never been champ.
Like, what? Like that guy should be in the hunt. Adam Cole as the champ would be a better champ. Like,
you know what, Dustin? I think you need to get you a Dynamite diamond ring and do the whole ring kiss thing every episode,
or at least a scarf. That would suit you a little. I thought about finding one of those.
I might have to get me one of those MJF scarves.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
Start coming into your office every day to that theme.
And I'll say another thing about MJF is like he never drops his kayfabe ever.
I know, I love it.
Like he was on Ariel Helwani's show, I think last week, and he was saying all kinds of shit about how he once his contract's up, he'll be talking to WWE, and he thinks the WWE is going to make him an offer that's better than AEW, and all that, just like talking shit about AEW, just being that MJF character, dude, on an interview. Like he never drops kayfabe. He is like the consummate old school like wrestler.
Yeah, and to bring up Big T's point, Adam Cole is also like gold. Like he's right up there in that whole conversation of like
he's another one that pretty much stays in kayfabe all the time too.
Yeah, I hated Adam Cole to the point I started to love him because I realized what he's doing, and he's so annoying and so obnoxious that I'm like, this is it. Like he really is legitimately a bad guy, and he's doing his job right. If I feel that way about him, and he needs to feud with Punk. I agree that would be sick if he did that.
Eventually, everyone's going to feud with Punk, though. Punk's not going anywhere anytime soon. So
no.
Yeah.
If they could just get that storyline stuff in line, I think I would be, because like I'll watch AEW, but I'm still not to the point where I have to sit down and watch it every week.
So when do we think Cody Rhodes makes his WWE appearance?
It's got to be soon. I mean, it's probably going to be at WrestleMania. It's got to be at WrestleMania.
I would think so.
They said that WWE doesn't want to change anything about his character, like from AEW. Like he wants him to show up in the same garb and everything.
Huh.
So
honestly,
do you think they're going to give him a big push?
Back. They will at first, but then they'll bury him like they did before.
That's what everybody keeps saying. He's going to get. So is he going to get like a title push, or is he going to get like that like co-main event type?
Probably co.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Cody versus Seth. That'd be sick. I think it's I'm a little disappointed that Cody would leave AEW after he's worked so hard on it, but I understand why he's doing it. He just doesn't fit in AEW, man.
Well, you know what that rumor is, right? The rumor that's floating around is that pretty much AEW has almost already bought WWE. And that's the reason you're going to start seeing stuff like that. And it's why Cody's willing to jump over there is because he's probably going to run that fucking company at some point.
Explain that one. I didn't hear that.
Well, because
there's been rumors for the longest, dude, that WWE's been up for sale. That's the reason they're releasing all these people.
They're going to sell it to like a big company, like kind of how UFC is owned now by a bunch of investors.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, I think that could probably be good if Vince's hands aren't on it.
Vince's hands aren't on it, and Triple H and Shane McMahon are supposedly forming their own company. There's so many rumors of like all their people splitting. WWE's.
Is it even WWE anymore without a McMahon running it?
Yeah, and who knows what Stephanie's doing? I mean, it's like you said, it's just not the same without the McMahons.
I like what Big T said here. I agree with him. I think it'd be huge if Cole got the belt, Punk gets the belt from Cole, and then Punk loses it to MJF.
Ooh, that'd be loses it to MJF in Chicago.
Yeah. I just want to see MJF have a championship run. I think that'd be cool. I think
he's gonna get it, dude.
He might be one of my. He might be my most favorite wrestler. Like
he's the diamond over there right now.
So,
yeah, I wanted Sammy Guevara to be that diamond, but I don't know what they're doing with him. Is he going to stay a TNT champion for the rest of his life? Like, how does that work? I don't know, but I agree with you on everything you said.
What about the new group, the Jericho Appreciation, whatever the fuck?
I talked about that last week. It's a stupid name for a stable, but I do like that Jericho's getting back in shape.
Oh yeah, he's getting those abs back.
That 6-pack slowly coming back.
He was tired of people talking shit about him, man. All I kept hearing was he got out of shape, he's fat, this, that, and the other, and he's starting to put some work in.
Well, he was.
He'll always be Jericho though. Fat, in shape, out of shape. He's earned his place as like the GOAT. Man.
That's why you don't go into the WWE in shape. Go in out of shape. When you get ripped,
expectations
like, okay, all right.
What's up with normal? So what's up with Big Show or Paul White in AEW now? You don't even hear from him.
Is he like a behind the scenes guy? I don't think I've even seen him.
Yeah, I saw him one time.
And all Mark Henry's there for is to be on Rampage and be like, "It's time for the main event."
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
They provide clout, you know what I'm saying? They provide their aura. That's about it.
So have you watched anything, Lawrence, this week that you want to talk about?
Honestly, I haven't, man. I've been so busy, with work and school and stuff. I hadn't had a chance. And it's like Dustin said, I haven't gotten to that point with AEW where I have to see it every week by week, but it needs to. I need to be kind of seeing like the bigger events and stuff. Like, who saw the events, the results of the dog collar match? Did anybody watch that?
No, I didn't.
I mean, it was a pay-per-view, so it's unless you're gonna like go,
Captain Insano. Oh man, he needs to. Big T, Captain Insano. Fuck yeah, he needs to come in as that. Make that his game.
That'd be great.
That needs to be real.
All the 30-somethings would love that.
Well,
agreed, Daniel. Agreed. And what's this about Bret Hart coming back to manage your people? Like, what?
Hell, I don't know, man.
Like,
I thought Bret Hart could like barely fucking move not long ago, and now I guess he's coming back. It's like Star Wars, man. Everybody can come back.
No, that's like Stone Cold coming back for that match. Did anyone talk about that? Stone Cold and KO?
It hasn't happened yet.
That's like the only thing I care to see besides Roman and Brock at WrestleMania.
What's
I don't
Stone
even
Cold
think.
shit right now?
I'm telling you, he's not. Stone Cold is not fucking. There ain't no fucking way that dude is wrestling. Actually, gonna wrestle.
I don't know, man. He does one more Stone Cold Stunner, he might bust his spine or something.
Ain't no way, dude. That dude's knees and back are way too fucked up. He's
Why
gonna
now?
come out. He's gonna come out and stun Kevin Owens and be done with it.
My question is why
It's
now?
probably
though?
what's
Like,
going to happen, honestly.
It's
He's
gonna
had
be
nine-
like that. It's gonna be like that first Goldberg Brock Lesnar match where he beats him in like 2 seconds.
Beers for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna come
He's gonna
out.
be
He's
like-
gonna stun him, and then he's gonna drink 45 beers.
Yes.
Thanks
Well,
for
he's
the
gonna
payday.
pour 45 beers on himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
Because I've done the Stone Cold thing with beers many times, and you don't get a lot of beer in your mouth.
It's
Most of
for
it
the
goes all
ladies.
over you.
It's for the
Yeah.
ladies. You know, let's see that beer soaked body.
Exactly.
I just have to ask this, and Greg, you'd probably agree with me. It's like, why right now, though? Like, he fought the urge for 19 years, almost 20 years he's been outside the ring. All of a sudden, he wants to come back.
Because he's not
now.
gonna wrestle. It's a ratings grab, is what it is.
He's not going
Right.
to wrestle. He can't.
He's not gonna wrestle. He will not wrestle.
He can't
There will not
physically-
be any physical wrestling. He is gonna come out and he's gonna fucking something crazy is gonna happen, and he's gonna fucking hit him with a stunner and drink 45 beers and go to the back, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, Stone Cold was returned to the ring," and then people are gonna watch WWE for a couple weeks, and then they'll go back to watching AEW.
You know who else is not wrestling again because they officially announced their in-ring retirement?
Mr. Triple H.
Triple H, because
Triple
apparently
H.
he has a pacemaker.
Yep, he can't. So like he
Defibrillator.
just can't do it now.
So that's it, Greg. All our guys are gone. All the Attitude Era guys. Who's left?
Yep,
No one.
no one really. Maybe Mick Foley will come back for one last toss off the cage. I don't know.
His body's got
How
one
many
more.
times
in
has
it.
Mick Foley came back?
Yeah, Mick Foley was retired in the Attitude Era.
Isn't he in AEW too though? Like he's like, isn't he kind of like a behind the scenes guy at AEW?
I don't think so. I'm not really sure, honestly.
I thought I'd seen him before. Anyways, probably about time to go to bed, huh, fellas?
Well,
Yeah,
I got one thing that I watched. Real
Oh,
quick.
let's hear that before we go.
We had talked a little something in the group chat about underrated actors, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm about to share this image with you here. If I can find it. Here it is. I think that's it.
Yep.
Tell me who this is.
That's Winston Churchill, isn't it? Gary Oldman.
There
Gary
you go.
Oldman.
Okay, Gary Oldman.
That's Gary Oldman. Does that look like Gary Oldman?
Does
No.
not look like Gary
Not at
Oldman.
all. Not at all.
I watched the whole movie and didn't know.
Yeah.
Had zero idea.
How was the movie, by the way?
It was really good.
It was
It was really good. Particularly if you know the history, it's even better.
What's it called
Did you know?
again?
Darkest
Finest
Hour.
Darkest Hour. Sorry.
Darkest Hour.
Yeah.
And where can you watch it at?
Netflix.
Netflix. All right.
Yep, that's where I watched it anyway. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, damn good Churchill. And
It's always interesting when you see an actor portray somebody from history like that and do a great job at it.
Yeah, and the guy that played Neville Chamberlain was excellent. It looked just like him. I mean, like him and everything. I was like, wow, that could be him. He brought this man back from the dead.
Yeah. Making appeasements.
Yeah, waving his paper in there, peace in our time. But it goes through that whole part where, obviously, they have been. Chamberlain has gone to try to make peace and everything. It has not worked, and so beginning of the movie is them tossing out Neville Chamberlain as prime minister and Churchill being brought in. And anybody that knows the history, when he's appointed prime minister, pretty much shit hits the fan and all bad things happen. And it goes up until right before Dunkirk happens. So,
dude, and remember his desperation when trying to get like the U.S. to enter the war. He's like, "Can you?" He's like in the bathroom. Yeah. He's like, "Hey,
it really is. Yeah, it really. That was the darkest hour. Like it was the shittiest part. It was like, we're fucking gonna get our asses kicked here. And, we're gonna lose everything. And he's on the phone with Roosevelt, like, look, man, hey, look, anything you can get would be great. It's like, like, look, there's a law. Look, I can't really do anything, so
he's like, can you send us money for gas, man, please?
But the way they bought P-40s from us, fighter planes, and I say us, but United States, and he's like, look, we can't send them because that's sending war material, and we just signed the Neutrality Act. Like, I can't send them to you. He's like, but we paid for them with money that you loaned us. That's the way he delivered that.
That's funny.
It's like, and he's telling him something like, he's like, look, if you come and hook up horses to them and pull them over the border into Canada, you can have them from there.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, look, that's the best we can do. And he just like puts the phone down. He's like,
you're like, we're fucked.
He's a horse. Really?
And, his voice, the guy that got to play Roosevelt, he was just so condescending. Like you said, the horses hooked some horses. He did not want to help at all. He was just like, yeah.
He couldn't. But that was the thing, is he could not help. Like, he wanted to help so bad, but it was American law. Like, he could not show that he favored the English. Just couldn't do it. That was it.
I'm gonna have to watch this movie. It's caught my interest.
It's really
there's some little funny parts in it too, where I was like, God damn, that was a good joke. And he does this little after a joke. It gets me every time. He does little clips like.
Yeah, I need to. It's a good movie. I've seen it.
It's good though. It's good shit.
All right, someone read off our Patreon people here before we get out here.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
Indoors. Mr. S'mores Indoors. We miss you. I hope you're doing well. Shelby W. Hayden Cornelius. Jay the Stingray. Orc 145626. And Jonathan Cantrell. Our very own Jonathan Cantrell.
It's me.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Notice Lawrence isn't on that list.
What?
Hey. It's all right. It's all good. As long as he shows up, we're good.
Good night, sir.
As a boss.
Appreciate you listening, sir.
Check out all our links in the description.
Yep. To our merch store. We did sell a sticker for $1. I was very happy about that.
I forgot to check that out again.
I actually need to work on some more. Work on that some more. Do some more shirts.
We need to work on a lot of stuff. We've all been kind of slacking. We've all been busy though. We've been taking our name a little too serious lately.
I still haven't even made the fucking new logo yet.
Yeah, you left out.
I noticed that today. I was like, damn, we still got the old shit up there.
We've dealt with a lot of changes though. Good night, Jamie.
Yeah.
Good night.
But just thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see y'all next week. So until next time,
slack off.
Slack off.